What's up, guys? Annoyed Nsima the Inyang here. I wasn't able to bench yesterday for dumb reasons, but that's beside the point. This video is about controlling the eccentric portion of your deadlift. Now, what is the eccentric? The eccentric portion of any type of movement is when the muscle is lengthening. So when you're doing a bicep curl, it's when you're coming down the bicep curl. When you're doing a bench press, it's when you're bringing the bar down because the pecs are becoming longer in that portion of the movement. And the shoulders are too. Now, why is this so important when you're deadlifting? Now, I was suggested to do this by Mark Bell, Marcus Filipino Thunder, and Silent Mike. And when they explained it to me, they told me that, well, when they started doing this, their deadlifts started becoming a lot stronger. I wouldn't suggest doing this for a lot of other movements, like bodybuilders tend to do it for bicep curls where they have really long eccentric portions, like they'll count to 4 while doing that. I don't suggest that because in those kind of movements, when you're trying to do higher reps, you'll actually miss out on doing those higher reps because it's so taxing on those smaller muscles that you'll just miss out on volume. But for this, I'd suggest it anywhere between the 70 to maybe 83, 84, 85% range if you're able to control your torso well enough. Now, what I found, and this is, like I said, the first time that I've done this in a training session, is first off, I was able to find a better starting position for my deadlift. Now you notice that a lot of people, they have their hips really high when they're doing a sumo deadlift and it almost looks like a stiff leg deadlift. And then some people start with their hips really low and then the hips start to rise and then the hips come through. So they're starting their hips a little bit too low. Now, when you're doing this and you control the eccentric portion of the lift and the bar touches the ground, that should be the point where you start your hips for the deadlift again. So what I found immediately was I was able to find a much better, more comfortable starting position for my deadlift, which had my hips a little bit higher. And the deadlift just felt comfortable and uniform throughout the whole set. So for you people, or for you guys that aren't able to find a good starting position for your deadlift, I would highly suggest implementing this into your training days when you're doing, anywhere between 70 and 85% of your 1 rep max. But number 2, what I need you to make sure you do is, if you haven't already, go and watch the video that I made about a brace neutral spine. Because when you're doing this and you're controlling the eccentric part of the deadlift and it's loaded heavily, you don't want anything to happen when you're coming down. Like, you don't want to get injured. Ideally, you want to keep the same breath that you had coming up all the way down and then exhale. So, there is a chance that if you're not braced correctly, you could potentially injure yourself because all that load is bearing on you, or you might not even be able to do it because you're not braced correctly. So that's going to be a limiting factor in doing this. If you're not braced, you won't be able to do this correctly, and it could end up being dangerous. So make sure you know how to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to let the lifting footage roll. This was just a little tidbit that I have for you guys because even though I just started doing this, I was able to see the immediate benefit. When you're coming down, you're able to find the point where all your muscles are activated when the bar touches the ground. And that's where you should be starting your deadlift and your hips and everything else that has to do with that. Now, question of the day. I know everyone loves time under tension. Are there any movements that you guys do in the gym, accessories or compounds, that you like to implement a lot of time under tension? Kind of off the bar question, but I'll leave that there. This is Nsima the Inyang from Break the Bar. Like the video if you like the video, because I know you like the video, so go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, don't be a lurker, answer the question of the day, be an anomaly, and I'm going to talk to you all very, very soon.